Takeout speculation. My new phrase is takeout speculation.
Can I get Chinese? Chicken chow mein?
No, not that kind of takeout. No? Not that kind of takeout.
Not that kind of takeout?
No! We're talking about wild rumors about who's going to acquire who. Yes, this is where we're at, people. Forget the days of interoperability. It's takeout speculation we're talking about now. Oh, yes. It's the October 9th episode of Health in 2.00. Matthew Holt, have you heard the rumor? The rumor that UnitedHealthcare is going to acquire Amwell. What a mind FUCK that was today.
Well, that was actually, and it was about somebody in a hedge fund made it up about yesterday, and the stock of Amwell stock went up to 40. And guess who owns Amwell stock? And me, because you told me to.
Well, because you're taking investment advice from me now.
Well, frankly, you do a lot better than I do, because I look at it rationally and go, look, Amwell is now, it's about a third to less than a third of the revenue of Teladoc, and yet it's valued at more than half of Teladoc's market cap. Something's crazy, it should be going down. So what do? I actually did a poll in my Twitter. And I said,
what happened?
Well, I said, should I get out or should I hold on? And
hang on. Why don't you double down?
Yeah, I didn't get that on, so I'm not doubling down, but 61% of the 18 people who answered said, hold on. So I'm holding on for grim life.
Okay,
if I lose all my money, you know who I'm blaming.
Getting investment advice from me to getting investment advice from 18 random people on Twitter. How do you know that these 18 people don't have it out for you and just want to see you fail miserably?
I'm sure there are not 18
How do you know I don't feel that way?
I'm sure there aren't 18 people who have it out for me.
I think it's a lot higher than that. I should start my own poll. All right, get your timer ready. Let's talk through these.
What are we going to talk about? Anything else today?
Not talking about this rumor anymore, but I love takeout speculation. All right. Instead, let's talk about Lark raising $55 million in a C round, and they get a deal with Anthem.
Well done, Julia Hu. Another of my Health 2.0 debutantes back in 2011, 2012. I actually did it for a bit, and I kind of dull because I was doing the one that sort of, and it would it's an automated, it's a bot which comes back and says, hey, you ate, what did you eat for lunch? You ate pizza? Should have done that. But they've developed a pretty good version of doing this for diabetes, which is where they're going to start. And it's an interesting front end because it's not a human, right? It's a bot instead of a coach. So I think that's interesting. And I wouldn't surprise me to see many of the coaching diabetes players like Livongo, Verta, Amada, blah, 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 One Drop, Utopia, God knows who else, stick this on the front end.
Right. All right. What about Medicare Advantage plan Clover going public, IPO via a SPAC, a special purpose acquisition company? Tell me about this.
Don't ask you to explain what a SPAC is, but the valuation around is about $3.5 billion. And Chemant Pillar, I can never remember Chemant's bloody name, the Facebook social capital guy, he's the one who's buying it. Interesting group.
All right. What about NOCD? They get a $12 million A. It's Health Enterprise Partners that led that. Our friends from Seven Wire are in there and a bunch of other Chicago guys.
Yeah, all you Chicago people are back in there because everyone in Chicago is OCD. So this is another CBT version, but very specialized in mental health. And we're going to see a lot more of these little niche companies like pain, OCD, sleep, schizophrenia add on because it's such a big deal.
All right, this is cool too. Cerebral gets $35 million in an A. Oak led this round. This company is cool. Tell them what they do.
Brand new. This is like you will get a meeting with your therapist, all your drugs, and unlimited text, which is more than you get from, say, for $250 a month from Talkspace. You'll get that from these guys from 95. It's a lot of money for a new company.
All right, what about Express Scripts? So they add on the digital health. There's that timer rooster.
The rooster.
Sponsored by, hey, are you looking for a timer rooster to sponsor? This could be the perfect opportunity for you. Okay,
but then we have the timer rooster sponsored.
No, we were trying to sell them to Optum and we tried to sell them to App, so it's available. The naming rights.
When you watch Premier League soccer, which I happen to do on NBC, or now it's on Peacock rather than Rooster, when they have like the extra time at the end of the game, they hold up the board for saying there's an extra 3 minutes or whatever of play because That is now sponsored. Your overtime or extra time, whatever they call it, added time is sponsored by Progressive Insurance or something. So the Timer Rooster should definitely be sponsored. In fact, this segment that we're bullshitting now, after the Timer Rooster, before we've actually ended the 2 minutes, should be sponsored. But you were saying something about...
Thank you for explaining that. That's brilliantly explained. I mean, we could name him after somebody. For example, if Seven Wire would like to pay us for the naming rights to that Timer Rooster, we could call the Rooster Glenn. What up?
All right. Get on with the question about Express Scripts.
What I was saying was this: Express Scripts has added to their digital health formulary. So those of you who may be keeping score might remember that they started the digital health formulary there last year with a range of solutions that were mostly chronic condition management focused. And now they have added to it. Mr. Holt, what do you think about the additions to?
So they've added a bunch of stuff. So like wildflower and pregnancy, and they've also added Buoy, which is another chatbot, which they've lined up for the very specific segment of symptom checking for COVID, coming back to work, and a couple of others in the middle there.
Yes, like some smoking cessation stuff, and they've also added in there some MSK stuff.
Hinge and also Armada, right?
Armada. And Hinge Health are in there now.
So this is pretty interesting.
Caregiver. There was a caregiver application in there as well. Sorry, but I thought that was an interesting ad.
Well, look, so this is interesting because I asked Jenny Schneider for a longer about this on stage, and she kind of gave me the two-sided answer, which is, I said, you go to the employers and sell them the thing and tell them they have to get the PBM or the ASO company, the health plan that's managing your people, to add it into their package? Or do you go to the health plan or the PBM and tell the employers to put it in the employer's package? And she said the answer is both. But if you can get Express Scripts to use it themselves for their employees, which is what they did with Livongo, then they'll put it in their package, and then it'll be much easier for the employers to pay for it. So you've got to sell to both of them if you're in the employer market. I thought that was interesting. Now they're kind of fleshing this out. And I think probably one more or two more rounds to go. And after that, that formula might be kind of done. So if you're in this business, you probably want to be beating your path down to Express Scripts, which is now owned by Cigna's doors, to figure it out. And, interesting. They're obviously thinking about it going through, but you're starting to see the market leaders in each segments kind of emerge, right? I think, do they have a sleep one? Is Big Health in that one? Sleepio, I can't remember.
No, that's the Big Health Sleepio is in CVS Caremark version of that. So CVS has their own version of the digital health formulary as well, which got more companies added into it, like maybe a month or so.
Yeah, a bunch of diet companies and stuff added in, right? And I kind of think that everyone wants to be in every category, which is, if you look at like Zerta, which we haven't talked about this week, has added a bunch of other pre-diabetes, and they're kind of coming back after Livongo and Armada in their segments as well. So, everyone's starting to think to branch out a bit. You're starting to see the market leaderships emerge, but you're still seeing all these incredible amounts of money going in these tiny niches, like, the Cerebral guys we talked about today, or people who are doing, or NOCD, right? Which is
even smaller.
Little niche place with a lot of money.
Yeah, I think that, we're going to see a lot more of that before things are done here, don't you think?
Well, we'll see a lot more money coming in. I mean, we just spent a lot of time. You were on the TCB gang today with a crowd of loud people. It was great fun. But one of the things that's going on, right, is you've got hospitals and the main healthcare system in flux because they had all that money taken away during COVID. Or it didn't come because of poor, no one being getting elective surgery. They got a bunch of money from the government. They're worried about what they're going to do. They're seeing potentially the writing on the wall with the ACA maybe going away. There's a bunch of confusion there. And how does that all get replaced, and by whom, with these other services that are cheaper, better, faster, different out of the digital health world? All this crap I've been talking about for 25 years is kind of starting to come and starting to happen. So it's by no means mainstream yet, but it's getting closer and closer, right?
Way to hang in there.
Yeah, I had hair.
Twitter poll that told you to hold on 15 years ago when you asked, should I stick in this digital health thing, that it's finally paid off. Thank God for that. To answer the next Twitter poll that Matthew Holt puts out there, he's covering his face. Okay, more creepy silent laughter. To answer his next Twitter poll, be sure to follow him on Twitter. He is at Bolty Boy. I am at Jess and Matthew. You can find me there. And be sure never to miss an episode of Health in 2.0 as we make sense of all of this stuff in the wild and wacky world of health tech funding. You can find our show either on YouTube, hit subscribe there and get notified, or you can sign up for the healthcareblog.com's newsletter and you can get these episodes emailed directly to you in your inbox. Mr. Holt.
Mr. Massa, thank you.
Takeout speculation. I love it.
Okay, I've decided I want Indian.
Oh my God, you're done. We're done. Thanks for sticking around, you guys. We'll talk to you soon.